everyone, I'm Deanna Corby with Deanna Corby Dressage. I'm a dressage trainer, instructor, competition judge, and USDF bronze medalist. Thanks so much for joining me today, and be sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking the red button just below this video, and you'll be able to see new videos released every Tuesday and Thursday. Horse training tips, rider position tips, and product reviews every Tuesday and Thursday. So today I want to talk a little bit about the walk gait and why it's so important. You see, the walk gait is, in dressage tests, always worth double the points. The walk gait is also easiest to ruin. Not the trot, not really the canter, it's the walk that is the easiest to ruin. So what do I mean, like ruin? When you're riding a non-gaited horse, the walk rhythm is in 4 beats, and each leg moves independently. When your horse is walking, your horse's hind leg steps in the hoof print of the front leg. That's called tracking up. Your horse actually might even over-track, meaning the hind leg steps ahead of the hoof print of the front leg, and that means your horse has a nice clear walk rhythm. However, if your horse's back is too tight and maybe you're too restricting on the reins, your horse can develop a lateral walk. This is very, very, very bad. A lateral walk is also called an amble, and that's when the horse's right legs, right front leg and right back leg, for instance, move together in unison at the same time, and then the left legs, left front and left hind, move together in unison at the same time, right legs, left legs, sort of like the horse is pacing. But the horse is not, if you're riding a non-gaited horse, they shouldn't pace. The walk should have a clear rhythm, 1, 2, 3, 4, and each leg should move independently. So if your horse has developed an unnatural walk for their breed, you will get major points taken off in a dressage test, and it's a sign that your horse's back is too tight. So it's important to do about 80% of your walk work, just as long as you're safe in a safe environment and your horse isn't nervous or whatever. 80% of your walk work needs to be done on a long rein or even on the buckle. I know that might be a surprise to some of you, but the free walk is most often our most underridden movement. And that's silly because the free walk is worth double the points. It's what I see people, as a judge, is what I see people mess up the most, especially when they go from free walk to medium walk. When they shorten the reins, the horse might become anxious about trotting, and they're just not used to having their body elongated and then compressed and staying relaxed. So a good way for you to encourage your horse to maintain a natural 4-beat regular walk is to make sure that your elbows are moving back and forth to allow for the oscillation of your horse's top line. So if this is sort of your neutral riding stance with your elbows kind of at your sides, you want to allow your elbows to go forward and then back to neutral, forward and then back to neutral, forward and then back to neutral as your horse is walking. Your horse needs his or her neck to oscillate forward and backward in the walk and the canter especially. So you have to allow for that oscillation by rowing the boat. That's what I call it anyway. You have to allow for that oscillation of the horse's top line when you're walking and cantering, especially if you have short reins like you do in the medium walk. So if you're used to riding sort of like this, and your elbows never move, and you have short reins, and you're in the walk, you could be interfering with the oscillation of your horse's top line. You could be, therefore, shortening your horse's stride and therefore maybe even teaching your horse to have an irregular or a lateral walk, and that would be bad. From training level to Grand Prix, the walk work is always worth double the points. And if you follow these tips, using your elbows back and forth, doing 80% of your walk work in the free walk on a long rein, and actually practicing and schooling the walk, you can help yourself get higher points in your dressage test and also impact the training in a positive way. What you do in the walk sets the tone for the rest of your ride. So if you are paying close attention to the walk work, if you're allowing your horse and encouraging your horse to use its back in the walk work, they will then be encouraged to do the same when you go faster. So the walk is super important and easiest to ruin. So pay close attention to what you're doing while you're walking. Thank you so much for joining me today, guys. Be sure and like this video, share it, and subscribe to my YouTube channel to see new videos every Tuesday and Thursday. Thanks, and I'll see you next time. Bye!